Alrighty, happy Monday. Let's see how we did on our cleanup on our files. And our wrench. I'm gonna let that old vinegar soak in the sink there for a minute because that's got to be scrubbed out too. Looks like most of the rust is off of there. Finished giving them a wash. Oh yeah, it's gonna clean up real nice. Now what I want to do is get something to put some water in. And hang on, I'm not prepared. Alright, just gonna rinse a little bit of water. Y'all, if this is any indication of how the day is gonna go, I'm going back to bed. I'm already dropping and knocking over stuff. Now let's neutralize that acid. That vinegar, which is just acid. Plain old baking soda. I maybe should have found something different in this old tackle box, but that's what was laying at hand at the time. There we go. It shouldn't take long for that, just a couple minutes. Now I'm going to clean out this sink a little bit more. And we will scrub them down some more, dry them real good, oil them, look at them some more. Y'all, I love my big oak tree, but this time of year it makes a mess. First all the leaves fall off and they all start growing back. And these little fuzzy things are everywhere. It's about done shedding for now, I think, though. It'll be okay for the rest of the year. Alright, be right back. We'll see what we're going to do next. Alright, put a little bit more baking soda in there. A little bit of soap. Plain dishwashing soap, that's what I keep. I always keep some out here. Whatever brand is cheaper, doesn't really matter to me. Just for hand washing and whatnot. Now that feels very, very sharp. Well, set them all, do all that to all of them, set them over here and let them dry pretty good. Then we'll put some oil on them and put them in the toolbox. Hang on, I'm gonna show you this one real quick. This is very interesting. round here, and it tapers just almost like a knife blade. I guess so you can get into a small place. I like it. Alright, enough of all that. We'll do something more interesting here in a little bit. Maybe I'm not awake yet. Alrighty, my file project. They're dry. I've got some of this. I'm just going to coat it down with them. I'll coat them down with it. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to have to go back in and start over again for today. Like that, they're already starting to surface rust just a little bit already. Anyway, you get the idea. One more thing to show you. Let's walk over here. This is a piece of old shower stall that was actually in our house for years, and we took the shower out and put a tub and shower unit in. And that's fiberglass. I just couldn't throw it away. What do I always say, folks? Don't throw anything away. And that is a perfect wind block. Keep the wind from coming right in on my forge from that way, from the east. And a perfect shield with a built-in little shelf to set my little soaps and all that kind of stuff. So that worked out nice. Just a couple of screws, put it up there, done. Now when all this is finished and I get water out here, I'll bleach all this down and clean it. I know it's got green algae mold stuff all over it, but I'll clean all that up once I get the water out here. I'm not going to drag a hose just for that. I'd originally planned to go to the hardware this morning to get that water pipe and stuff, but things have escalated here in our little town, and there's more cases than most anywhere around here. So my kids, mama, everybody is all over me. Do not go to town, just stay home, because I am in the very high risk factor, as most of y'all know, with lung disease and heart disease, all the other diseases that this stuff's supposed to attack. So unless I can get somebody to stop by there when they're in town and get me some water pipe, the water project will be on hold for a week or two. Now, I know y'all are tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. We're all tired of living it. So, but let's just do what we can and be careful for right now, and we'll see what happens. Let's see, we're going to get into something else today too. About time to get back in the shop and get back on these knives. The last bit of supplies that I ordered is the most important. Grinding belts for the big grinder that I'm out of. And which supply took the longest to get here? That's right, it's supposed to be here today by 8 o'clock. So that's the last supply I need to really jump back in the shop. So we'll take some of this little piddly stuff between now and then. Well, alright y'all, let's close up for today. Let me show you what I got accomplished besides working on the little file project. I rebuilt the winch on the front of the trailer. I never did like the way it sat down low. I tried to raise it, it didn't work, not like I wanted it. So I went out to the old boat trailer and took off the crossbar that I built for it and the stop, and I bolted it on, There's 2 bolts down here at the bottom that support this. It's still wet. I just sprayed some undercoating on it, and I think that's going to hold it. If it starts to move or anything, I can always put a brace down this way, which I may do anyway before I go back out. I don't know. I was going to cut this off, but I may need it again, so I just put a roller back up there just for looks. And this is the stop that was on the old boat trailer. I got it too tight, and I managed to break this, which this thing is 20 years old anyway. That's an easy fix. I'll just get another one, and next time I get it off the trailer, I'll just replace that. All that does is stop it and tell me where I need to stop. And let's see, I also put my spare tire mount on that I've had for quite a while. I finally got around to it. Now that's the spare tire my buddy Leon got me. Took it to the tire store and they fixed it. They resealed the bead. It's very, very dry rotted because it's very old. It stayed in this shop for a long time. But it'll work for now. It'll work. And when I'm able, I'll get a new spare tire. A new tire, just because the back two, the ones on there are new. So, but for now, just to get me from side of the road to a Walmart or something to carry those tires, that'll work. Still holding air, and I had it fixed a month ago, I think. Good to go in there. As far as the trailer goes, that's just about it. I've got to put my safety chain back on, which I'll do that. Just a bolt and a chain, I'll do that one day. I don't feel like doing it today. Then we've got some cleanup to do. Does anybody know what I can sprinkle on this carpet to keep the cats off of it? There's cat hair all over my boat. Plus pollen, plus tree fuzz, plus everything else. Now I also set the console back in. That's where it goes. Steering cable lines up just right. There's another piece that goes on top of that. I'm trying to get the correct positioning for the controls. Now these are the seats that came out of it. Yeah, I'll call you back in just a minute. They're not staying. I just put them there for reference. For a reference point. I don't think there's anything I can do to those, especially this one, to make them usable. Plus they're ugly. And let's see what else. I got the new cable for this. It's a 10-foot cable. The other one, I may have to get another cable for the throttle, because the controls are actually going to set way back here, and I'm afraid that's going to be too long, and I don't want to twist it around a whole lot. But we'll see. We will see. And I have figured out a electric lift system. Not a tilt trim. I mean, you won't be able to use it running down the river, but an electric motor to lift that. I think I've got it figured out. I sent what I've had thought of to my buddy Scottley and see what he thinks about it. But I think it'll work, and we'll do a whole different thing on that if he agrees with me. And well, he's smarter than me on that kind of stuff. So, but I think it'll work, and it'll be well below $100 to do it. So that's the good part. All right, whoever that is must want to talk. They're calling back again. Oh, that's the regular dude, J0. Let me call and see what he's up to. I'll call him back. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support. It means a lot to me. And we'll take another look at the boat later this week. Tomorrow, hot and heavy in the knife shop. Cool. Thanks for watching.